all right, collective. Y'all know I love y'all. Look, I done set up here and got soaking wet, literally, for my collective. Like, y'all, I'm going to help y'all. Like, the much as I can, what my guys tell me to do, I'm going to do when it comes to cleansing. And, like, don't get it twisted, y'all. It's nothing with churches and religion and stuff like that. But it's certain things that, you know, people want to brush up under the rug. Ain't nobody saying be a blabbermouth, tell all the secrets, and you can't keep a secret. It ain't that. But when the secret is to the detriment of destroying somebody else's life, nah, that's not right. Collective, and it's just like you awaken. You can't go back to these people programming or whatever it is that they did, y'all. My shirt literally soaked. But that's what I'm telling y'all. A lot of y'all, like, that's why I was saying 2016 travel club. Travel club. It's like, I don't care which way I'm getting with people and stuff like that, like this spiritual thing, because if y'all don't know where you stand at spiritually, they gonna try to diagnose you. I'm just here to tell you, they want you sick. And some of y'all are literally royalty. Some of y'all literally got ancient money. So what's the thing of that? To keep you incompetent, to keep you under some type of control, to keep you in some type of system. Oh, that feels so good, y'all. But this rain feel good. Like, she crazy. Nah. I'm literally out here just like, my body cleanse is cleansed, but my spiritual cleanse is something different. Like, I literally, sometimes I go to a whole different state. Water is memory. Memories, water hold memories. Some of y'all are programmed to these outdated systems. Some of y'all talking about yesteryears, old memories and stuff. It's time for y'all to program new memories into your mind. You know, cleanse it out. Like me, I'm like, y'all know I go all the way in. Like before my birthday, Leo season. Y'all know. But it's like that whole month before Leo season, my ancestors, get up. And I don't know if it's because I have a heavy Leo placement. Sun sign, moon sign, like I got about 4 heavy, like, masculine Leo placements. So me and my feminine, like, I don't mind being in my feminine energy, but I feel as though I'm not going to let nobody take advantage of me in my feminine energy. You get what I'm saying? Because I know I set fire to some shit. I can burn some shit down when I get mad. So I'd rather be in my, you know, in my balanced energy. Because I know what my birth chart consists of. You know, and a lot of it, like a whole lot of these people, people had like sent certain people that study certain things after me. You know, I see it for what it is. I don't have to sit up there and download astrology apps, certain apps and certain stuff. I'm already in tune. My body already in tune, y'all. Like, I can tell you, like, it already go and flow. You get what I'm saying? So when I felt these spiritual attacks, I'm like, oh, y'all trying to play in birth charts. You want to play in birth charts, huh? So what you gonna do if somebody invade your house? You gonna protect your house, right? So each season, these people come and try to play in your birth chart. So we leaving out a Cancer season. You get what I'm saying? That's your emotions. That's the water. Like I say, y'all, play in the rain. Play in the rain. Cleanse. Some people be so high maintenance. I can't get my hair wet. Oh my God, I got my hair wet. Man, if you don't get the hell out of here. I'm just saying, go get your hair, like, cleanse. Tap in with God. Take your shoes off. They're gonna say you crazy. No, they out there playing in the damn rain. My ass out there rolling in the damn grass. But baby, I'm telling you, when it's time for certain messages and stuff, you gonna connect right to it. And me, I started to see I have to stay balanced, because by me having so much fire in my chart, I have to. I got a couple Sagittarius placements, couple Leo placements. Like, I literally, in my Cancer placement, like, I can break down my birth chart. Ain't shit they can do with it, because I secure the doors Lionsgate, you know they about to get, they already at the damn gate lining up. Collect, y'all, it's my bad, my shirt wet. But y'all can't see through my shirt, so I'm good. I'm just making sure. But they already lined up at the gates. You know, and I know that being a Leo, they already lined up at the gates. Baby, I already start securing my gates. They try to do financial spells, all types of spells. Leo is over the, let me see, Leo has the heart, the back, certain things. Like, I pay attention to my body and everything. It's like they come in, they don't want like celebration. I feel like it's me, they tag me when it's like being celebrated, which I already came like, not all attention is good attention. You get what I'm saying? I'm satisfied with that. I'm not looking for fame and certain stuff that, like, you know, certain things, because I am the fire. I am the flame. Fame, flame. You know, so I know that they find reasons to try to put my fire out. But when you get your passion get turned up for righteous things, not saying you perfect. Not saying that. But when you get turned up for certain things, God gonna walk with you. I remember going into churches, y'all, and they was trying to humiliate you. That's why I only rock with certain churches. Like, when I go to church, you know, and it's not me being stuck in the belief system. Sometimes I just go just to, you get what I'm saying? But for some reason, I feel like the churches is being under judgment because they wanted to demonize, like, certain, you know, some of us when it came to our gifts. Instead of you trying to understand a person, you trying to diagnose them with Jezebel and, you know, all of this. Instead of you trying to, they was just explaining something, but it came out in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing far as the church and things like that. So don't never get it twisted. But you got to go back and see, like, what was a lot of this stuff built up off of. A lot of these organizations was built up off of bull crap. Like me, I was contracted with different things. Like when I watched The Help, when I watched The Help in certain movies, it registered. Because I always do my, like when I go and work at a job or something, if I contract anything, I'm going to do the research of that company, that agency, what was their mission, different things like that. And what, when you really dig into certain people and who they are, you can't not act like you don't see shit. Some programs and certain things was built up off of us. They wasn't built for us. They was built up, they was funded off of us. We the one bring certain funding and certain stuff in. You know, I paid attention. I feel as though I had too many questions, collective. I'm not about to sit up here and act like I'm just was like, you know, anything. I feel as though I asked the wrong, you know, I was speaking on the wrong things when it came to certain things. I was kind of following the wrong people. It was a lot of, not the wrong people. I'm not going to say that. You know, following certain people, and it rang red flags because to them, because they feel as though, oh, you this girl from Detroit. You just, you know, what is you sitting up here interested in, you know, what we got going on. You know, and I just feel like a lot of things got me targeted through my journey. Friendships, you know, not having, you know, having friends that come from different religious background, having family that come from different, like certain stuff, you'll be surprised. When they think you got certain connections with certain things that's going to hinder what they building, and you, one person can literally bring the light to a whole lot of injustice. So you will be surprised. Like, they don't want y'all playing with them cards. But it's okay for people to go sit at the casinos and bet on high rollings and stuff. But you sit up here pretty much, you know, they ain't gonna tell you like what's behind that. Like, you got when you go and look at that was the first time when I really started, like, before I bought my own Oracle and Tarot decks, it was the regular playing cards. You can read through that shit. It's still explaining the same thing. But your preachers and y'all people, they will go out there and be at that crap table. And I'm not saying preachers, people from different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? They be at that casino and everything. But you want to sit up here and talk about y'all people done lost their damn churches, lost their homes, lost their family because they can't stay out the casino. But you want to send a certain energy towards me. And your cards and my cards saying the same thing, but I read mine different, baby. I had to play the hand that I was dealt. But they ain't gonna speak on that. They ain't gonna speak. You asking questions. You tapping into astrology and stuff and all our native animals. Like if you go and look at the native astrology, that's the native animals that you see. Otters. You see what you call it? Beavers. You see deers. You see more of that than you see lions. And I'm no disrespect, but spiritually you tap in. You accept different things. You get what I'm saying? But now being in America, what native animals? What do you see? You see deers. Like fish, salmon, Leo in a native on the native wheel is the deer. That's why when I read, I break down because I know it's different people. So ask it depending on who I'm talking to when they say, "Oh, what's your sign?" I'm a Leo. Okay, you a Leo, but on a different wheel, you a salmon. Chinese astrology. That's they go to like the year of the rat and all that. It goes, and these people literally study animals, but you studying each other, and all you do is just go out and pay attention to nature. But then when people go and sacrifice the animal, so say for instance, this is what my guy's telling me. So say for instance, I'm a Leo. So certain people got different backgrounds. So sometimes people be Raven. Somebody might Raven is Libra in the native astrology. So you gonna go and sacrifice a raven or a bird because you kind of get what I'm saying? That's what they doing, and it's like you got birds attacking people. You got these animals. Just pay attention to that. I'm gonna share one video with y'all. A squirrel tore this man up. He threw it. It came back and jumped on the dog and him again. I'm telling you, that's why I'll be sitting there looking at your ass, and you will be getting ate the fuck up. Cause I kick it with my like when I walk up, birds greet me. Like when I come outside, that's how I know my vibration gotta be somewhat high, cause the animals wouldn't even come towards me. When I was watching that video last night, I was laughing so hard. This squirrel was beating the shit out this man. And the dog tried to run up and he jumped on the dog too. I don't know if the squirrel is on the what's the name. I don't know what wheel that's on, but just pay attention to y'all. That's all I'm saying. Come outside. Come outside. Birds messengers. I came out here like I'm just talking to y'all or whatever, but when I first started, like it was something with parks. I always been like by water and stuff. Like the park thing always been something that we did growing up. Like we used to go chill at the park. We go like me. Like with my son, I seen that. Like we spend like family time. We used to come out to the park. If you didn't have nothing, you bought a couple juices, you bought a couple bags of chips, you made some sandwiches. Them kids out here having fun. They remember that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So being connected, that inner child and stuff like that. You ain't gotta have no money. That's why I be looking at people. Like there's a whole lot of people out here not saying you need money to survive. You know what I'm saying? And money can support your happiness to a certain level, but what you willing to do? So it was just like I knew like where my spiritual attacks came. I knew who was involved in certain things because it was like years I sat out here. Years I used to come to the park, right, y'all? And one day I don't know if I shared this story with y'all. But I seen the bird in distress. That's when I started paying attention to birds. And I started to listen to the spell work and artist's song. And it could have, y'all know, like I said, I listen to my little ratchet music sometimes, but I'm not all into it. Like I couldn't tell you, oh, such and such got an album. I'm probably on y'all favorite artist's first damn song. Stuff like that. Like I'm still on my old playlist from back in the day. It's like I'm not getting programmed to a television show and a movie and a soundtrack. Because this feels like that's what they were programming us to when we were younger. A movie came out and then here come a soundtrack. And I feel as though that's how your life been set up for a long time. you know. So around that time, I think it was like that's why. And then y'all know my nickname is Tweety, you know. So I feel like it's some type of connection with birds anyway because of my name. And because some you know, like some of my family call me Tweety and a few people like call me Bird. So it was just like that energy always stuck to me. So one day I was out at the river. Because I used to come, like when I was big on my meditation, y'all, I stayed at this river. I stayed sitting at the river meditating. Like I used to sit there and you know, just sit and meditate. And it was like one day before they start cleansing our river and stuff. Y'all, my shirt is so wet. Take my ass and put on some dry clothes. But one day I was sitting down here, right? I don't think I was at this one, but I was at, because we pretty much got like different parks on our riverbank. So one day I seen this bird, and this bird had a hook in his beak. And that's when I started paying attention. And I'm like, what do that mean? You know what I'm saying? I felt so bad, y'all. I felt so bad. I wanted to help the bird. Like, I think I cried. That's when I knew that, you know, like the natural world needed us, or like Mother Earth was trying to, you know, some they call her Gaia, like whatever it is, y'all. I just felt like I was so connected, like, to nature. And it was like I went through certain things when I went on my weight loss journey. You get what I'm saying? So I knew I was conscious of what I'm supposed to be eating and what I'm not. So I can hold myself accountable to that. Like if I would have stayed on like my weight loss journey, my spiritual gifts probably be too damn, like they heightened now to the point I got to be careful who I be around and certain things like that. But they probably would have been heightened. You know what I'm saying? Because when I say I was connected, and that's when I started saying, I said, somebody doing spell work. And that's why I kept saying, I think it was that Megan Thee Stallion song, I don't kick it with no birds. You know, whatever she be saying. And I'm like, what? And I'm not saying like nothing with her. Maybe it be something with her. But it was like I was listening to that song, and then when I seen that bird. And then she had a song on there, it was like, Lil Ju made it. You get what I'm saying? But it was like, I know that might be a producer, but that's juju. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like and then I was like, Lil Ju. And then it was like around the time, like I channel through music. I can get messages through music. And then I knew it. I said it was something with some Jews. Because I kept getting juju. Juju on a beat. Juju on a beat. What's up, y'all? They probably grown now. Look, I'm old. I'm sure of my age. But that was my kid. It's just certain stuff. But it's not you. It's like the way that your ancestors gonna communicate with you, right? So when I got that message, I'm like, juju. Yeah, somebody working in some juju, right? And then I think I was going, like, I was in the city somewhere. And I wanted to say, it was like, and then I got juju, right? But then I got Ju, right? Juju on a juju, right? And then I was listening to like a Megan Thee Stallion song, and it was on, I don't kick it with no birds. So I'm like, and then I seen this bird, and then it was somewhere else. I got a download, and it said juju. So that's when I really meditated. Y'all remember I told y'all I kept meditating. I always meditated. It was like when I sat down to meditate, the park was full collective. When I opened my eyes, everybody was gone. So then I see that. Then as I went on by my day, I got a Jew. And then it was like that's Future song. And like I told y'all, I don't chase people music, but I get messages through different things. So with that being said, on a religious end, it's something with the Jews. You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, okay, my tribe will tap in. Like where I got a puzzle, somebody else probably got the other puzzle. Just like, you know, where you got one piece here, you got one piece there, right? So that was around the era. I'm like, I ain't kicking with no birds. You know, and I'm like, I kick it with my birds. No disrespect to her, but y'all get what I'm saying? Because my ancestors, like, speak to me. And then I seen the bird with a big hook in their beak. That's why I was like, somebody is doing, it could be, and I pay attention because my name is Tweety. And, you know, birds. So I'm like, okay, I know, bitch, ain't trying to put no juju on me. Who's the Judas? But anyway, you get what I'm saying? So I was like, But ever since then, I started paying attention. Yeah. Wait a minute. Hello? Nothing at the park. If I tell you that, you would know too much. So you want your car? I mean, what? I ain't got your car. What? I'll bring you something. I'm taping, but I'm gonna call you right back, okay? I'll call you. I'm about to pull out now. I'll let you know. Sorry, y'all. And I ain't cutting this video. But it's different. Like, when my child, certain stuff, I don't care. I gotta answer. So I probably would have said it. I'm just saying. That's just me. But anyway, yeah, collective. But, Then I forgot I ain't even in this child. I ain't even in his car. Okay. Anyway, I just get thrown off. But that's what I was saying. When I was seeing the birds or whatever, when I seen the bird, it was like a hook. It was a hook in the bird beat. So that's when I'm like, my ancestors wanted me to pay attention. Like somebody could have been like sacrificing birds to try to sacrifice someone else, certain things like that. Because they will go and get the animal. And then what my guys was telling me, so in different cultures, like native, like Canada is over there. They Canadian, Canadian different little things, or like black Indian, like the Indian thing was spoke upon. You know what I'm saying? So that means you gotta show respect on spirituality to your hoodoo ancestors and your ancestors from the motherland. So it's like we already know. We already tapped in. You get what I'm saying? It's like, it's not no state thing, like it's like a state of mind. It's a mental thing. It's not nothing to do with your physical. At some point, it depends on where you are. But you got some people that will go and try to play in the physical because they greedy. And then when shit started, paranormal activity and shit, because you trying to block people blessings because they get into their higher self, that's where the problem come in. When man want to put their hand in it. And instead of letting nature or whatever take its course. But that's what I was saying, collective. It was like a bird. That's what I'm telling you. Like somebody could be like, just when you seeing certain things like animals in distress and certain things like that, go and tap into, like my spiritual ones, y'all go and tap into those astrologies. Because like deers, like my space, my home where I'm at now, it's like a whole family of deers that stay across the street from me, and they come out. Like that could be somebody like scared of deer, like a deer in headlight, But when you go and you do the reading as far as deer energy, that could be somebody that can be like, is a deer. Let me see, who is deer on the native wheel. I don't want to mistake it, but I'll get back with y'all. But that, you kind of get what I'm saying? But like, it can be something very significant. Somebody can hold that deer on the native wheel, depending on your sign, because it'd be like a group of deers. And I sat and I just watched these deers. Like the mother, it could be something with somebody in their family, y'all. Because I'm channeling with no cars now. Because I'm just, y'all know, I reads the room, not the room, but the whole damn space. So it could be like a family member, and it could be like a mother energy, because this deer, they got a little deer. What they call the little deers? Y'all trying to take me back to elementary school. But y'all know what they call the little deers. But it's like, I watch these deers on how she protect her children and stuff. Like how it seems like she's schooling them, like, yeah, don't go this way because the human's right there. It's just like, you could tell, like, if you had to be Dr. Doolittle, like, what the conversation would be. And it been plenty of times, like, animals did that to me. Like, I had cats. They'd come and just, like, my dog be all just in there, like, they know what the hell going on. And I'm like, see, like, everybody be paying attention to you and humans. Y'all need to pay attention to damn animals. They telling you. They know when some shit coming through, because they get none of birds don't know when to fly south and shit like that. You gotta pay attention to that. I'm telling you, I'm gonna find that video when that damn squirrel was attacking them. But like, that's what I was saying, like in Houston, when I was in Houston, y'all. Like I said, what's up, Houston? Everybody that's on the upright, we ain't got no problems. But I was in Houston, and the little time I was in Houston, I started, like, that's Indian turf and stuff like that. I want to say, y'all know, I feel as though I got approached by a Apache tribe member from like Elder Spiritual. Cause I was on like, cause I remember, and like I say, I don't look for signs. And I was like, that's why I'm like, when I go to certain places, I tap in with the ancestors, the native people of that land and certain things like that. So I want to say, cause it was like, these people, it was so peaceful. You know, it was so peaceful because I drank. I'm like, who is this man? You know, stuff like that. And then when I went on my walk, I'm like, I started reading the signs and certain things like that. So I'm like, okay, so tribal. So some can be like tribal, like just the respect and the you know, certain things like that. But when I was in Texas, y'all know I feel it like Texas had people doing death spells. So that could be somebody from Texas. You can be from Texas or somebody from Texas. But I picked up the death spells in Texas. I picked up the death spells and I sent them back to where they came from. You know, certain things I do when I'm called to do it, I just do it. You know, but yeah, I picked up the death spells. The death spells, and I don't know who was being childish in Texas. You know, because it was like, that's when I started paying attention to the animals, because a bird kept coming to my window every day, y'all. When I say a bird, and I always was tapped in like Maya Angelou and stuff like that. Wonder why the cage bird sings and certain stuff. And I see like certain symbols and stuff. And I see a whole lot of bird cages and birds flying free in Texas, certain stuff like that. So birds can be very significant. So I ran across somebody, it was a rapper. I want to say it was Slim Thug or something. And that's a Texas native too, you know, or whatever. I say, I know I ain't tripping. There's something down here, somebody working and something. So I had to visit, you know, one of their local shops or whatever to get my cleansing supply. Because I felt it. I'm like, somebody doing something. Because when I say this bird came to my window every day, y'all probably can go find that video. I'm like, is it a drum bird? Say Operation Marker Bird. What y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? So I know I want to trigger man, because I mean, like, wherever you at, you gonna get some of their news. And I think that's what flashed across the screen. I think, what's his name, Slim Thug? It was like he said a bird attacked him. That's spell work. Because some birds are messengers, and then it may not been attacking. Maybe you were on a higher frequency where that bird was trying to come and give you a message, but you wasn't tapped in like that. Because when you tapped in to a certain extent, you get what I'm saying, you would embrace those messages. You know, I'm just a messenger. But that's what I knew, that it was a lot of spell work that was in Texas, you know. And I knew a lot of, like, a couple people from Texas that's in the spiritual community. That's why I say, you be careful with what you project towards people, because I'm the type of person, I will go to the place, because all I do is got to tap in with my ancestors, you know. And especially if I feel like somebody put something towards me. You know, now I picked up whatever with Texas. So whatever anybody was, you know, sending like negative, you got to handle that, baby. You got to live with that you were trying to send, you know, certain energies towards me and you didn't know me, you know? So, yeah, so that was the first time when I really started to like read stuff. When I seen that, that's how I knew like somebody was sacrificing birds and shit. And then like I pulled back from like eating chicken and stuff, because it's like the shit that they doing. And like I said, I'm thick. I ain't about to sit up here like, I'm vegan. I ain't about to sit up here and say that. But it be certain times where I do give my body a rest and I don't touch stuff, because that's my guys telling me. Sometimes I eat with the season, you know. But that's how I pay attention to when I know somebody trying to attack me. And I know I'm always protected, because I can't say too much, because I don't want to, you know, certain people know where certain stuff at. But you gotta get what I'm saying, like, I know, you know, and that's what I seen. I'm like, nah, baby, you trying to do a death spell and stuff, you trying to be sneaky and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what it is. It was a lot of something. Somebody sent something towards me, towards Texas. Like I said, I'm always protect myself. And when I was in Miami, I had to go and get that energy back in order because like I told y'all, I traveled to Florida for a few years because that was my next move. But I had to cleanse myself. Like, I know where I took my spiritual cleanses at. I know who I protected. I know you get what I'm saying? And so, in Florida, like I said, like, all Haitians not bad. Like, some people just like they try to say Muslim, like, you can't just throw certain shit on people. But I pay attention to the energy. Like, y'all say this whole thing with the McDonald's girl. With the girl who killed McDonald's, killed their employee. Look at her name. Which she probably didn't hold that energy to certain stuff, but look at her name. Like, people block out these spiritual attacks, which I'm not giving nobody a pass from going to take nobody's life. You get what I'm saying? But you look at them spiritual attacks. This woman, for one, she was working at McDonald's with these clown-ass corporations. You get what I'm saying? Then you hold a Muhammad name. They always just going to make you look a certain way. And I learned that. That's why I don't be so quick to judge people based off of other people's opinion. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt before I, judge somebody based off of something. Because I see the spiritual side of things. Like what they say, you're not fighting that person. You're going up against principalities. You got to look at certain things like that. And I just learned a lot on this spiritual journey. Like I said, I don't know everything, but I know enough. And I feel as though I know enough to get me to different stages. And I feel as though I put in a whole lot of hours, in this spiritual thing. I put in a lot of hours to be able to embrace the messages and stuff like that. So, like I said, I'm not for everybody. What I might enjoy doing, people may seem boring, it might seem weird. But I know what got me through. When the whole world wanted your head. That's why I say respect the spiritual, respect the dead. Like I say, if I leave here, my child better call upon me. And ain't nothing demonic about it. But I know when I leave, I'm like good energy. Because I did work. So I'm not against certain things. Your ancestors ain't nothing but your grandmother, your mothers, and certain things like that. Them your ancestors. And you want to take the good out of them. The good. That helped them, get out of a lower vibrational energy. Because energy just recycle itself. So, hey, I ain't for everybody. And I ain't trying to get everybody, make everybody understand me. As long as I understand me, I'm good. And you be great.